Taipei, Taiwan, November 27, 2025. Tensions across the Taiwan Strait have reached a boiling point. Sirens blared as Taiwan's Ministry of National Defense reported over 100 PLA aircraft, including J-20 stealth fighters and H-6K bombers, crossing the median line, an unprecedented escalation. Simultaneously, a Chinese carrier group appeared off Taiwan's eastern coast, signaling Beijing's intensifying campaign of intimidation. President Xi Jinping calls reunification inevitable and refuses to rule out force, while Taiwan's President Lai Ching-te insists only the Taiwanese people can decide their future. This standoff has turned the region into one of the world's most dangerous flashpoints. Every military move and diplomatic word now carries immense weight, pushing the balance closer to a breaking point. The core question: should Taiwan stick to quiet responses or adopt a bold information strategy, publicly exposing every Chinese military violation as the Philippines has done in the South China Sea? The decision is fraught with risk and reward, with Taiwan's security and global standing at stake. Beijing's gray zone tactics, constant air incursions, naval patrols, economic pressure, and disinformation aim to exhaust and demoralize Taiwan. Constant air incursions, naval patrols, economic pressure, disinformation. How Taiwan counters this relentless pressure could define the future of the Indo-Pacific and the global balance of power. China's military pressure on Taiwan has become relentless, with PLA warplanes now entering Taiwan's air defense identification zone almost daily. These flights, often crossing the median line, are designed to test Taiwan's defenses and normalize China's presence near the island. Meanwhile, PLA Navy vessels, including aircraft carriers, routinely encircle Taiwan, conducting drills that simulate blockades or invasions. These maneuvers serve as psychological warfare, reminding Taiwan and the world of Beijing's military might. Yet Taiwan's response is typically reserved, brief, factual reports that rarely capture the full context or intent behind China's actions. This understated approach risks letting Beijing frame its aggression as routine, muddying international perception. Without a compelling narrative, the world's attention drifts, and China's provocations become background noise. China's state media pushes its own version of events, portraying Taiwan as a breakaway province and its military actions as legitimate. Taiwan faces a dual battle: military readiness and the fight for international opinion. In this information war, a new strategy may be essential. The Philippines has pioneered radical transparency in the South China Sea, countering China's aggression with real-time documentation. For years, Chinese vessels harassed Philippine boats, but diplomatic protests went unnoticed. That changed when Manila embedded journalists on patrols, released dramatic footage of Chinese ships firing water cannons, and publicized every incident. The world saw the harassment firsthand, transforming abstract disputes into a compelling story of a smaller nation standing up to a bully. International coverage surged, and support poured in from the US, Japan, Australia, and the EU. The G7 condemned China's actions, a direct result of Manila's evidence. This transparency strengthened Philippine alliances and raised the reputational costs for China. Now, every act of aggression risks becoming a global incident. The Philippines proved that even outmatched militarily, a nation can level the playing field by winning the battle for information. Transparency galvanized regional solidarity and deterred further escalation. It's a model that's changed the strategic landscape. Advocates say Taiwan could reap huge benefits from a transparency strategy, galvanizing global sympathy and support. By publicizing China's daily provocations with compelling visuals, Taiwan could make the threat real and urgent for the world. This would counter Beijing's propaganda, positioning Taiwan as a democracy defending itself against authoritarian aggression. Transparency would also strengthen alliances. Clear evidence makes it easier for partners to justify support. Coordinated information sharing could become a pillar of Taiwan's security cooperation, deterring China by showing its actions are a global concern. Openness would also boost domestic morale, uniting the public and empowering them to resist disinformation. A well-informed, resilient population is a strategic asset. Transparency would show the government is vigilant and honest, building trust at home and abroad. In the long run, it could be Taiwan's most powerful non-military tool. Critics warn that full transparency could provoke Beijing, risking dangerous escalation. A public campaign to shame China might trigger retaliation, not restraint, potentially intensifying gray zone activities, or even sparking direct conflict. There's also the risk of unintended escalation. Tit-for-tat moves could spiral out of control, with each side feeling compelled to up the ante. Publicizing incidents could pressure China to respond even more provocatively, increasing the chance of accidents or miscalculation. Transparency might also reveal Taiwan's own military weaknesses, radar gaps, response times, or intelligence methods, compromising operational security. Ambiguity is a key part of Taiwan's defense. Too much openness could help the PLA plan attacks. Economic and cyber retaliation is another threat. China has punished countries like Lithuania for supporting Taiwan, imposing trade embargoes and launching cyber attacks. A transparency campaign could invite similar punishment, targeting Taiwan's industries and infrastructure. The potential disruption must be weighed against the gains. The risks are real, and the costs could be severe. Other countries offer lessons in using transparency against authoritarian pressure. Japan's Coast Guard calmly documents and publishes Chinese intrusions near the Senkaku Islands, keeping the issue on the agenda without provoking crisis. Ukraine, before Russia's 2020 exposed Moscow's military buildup with satellite imagery and intelligence, pre-bunking false pretexts and rallying global support. Lithuania faced harsh economic retaliation for supporting Taiwan, but transparency rallied the EU, leading to collective action against China's coercion. These cases show there's no one-size-fits-all approach. The Philippine model is assertive. Japan's is measured. Ukraine's is urgent. Lithuania's highlights the value of allied solidarity. For Taiwan, the lesson is clear, tailored transparency to its unique risks and needs. Learn from others, but craft a strategy that maximizes support and manages escalation. The right approach can solidify alliances and deter aggression. Transparency, done right, is a force multiplier. Taiwan's best path is disciplined, strategic transparency, not total silence or radical openness. Selectively revealing Chinese violations, especially those breaching international norms, can build a compelling case without overwhelming or alarming the world. Coordination with allies is crucial. Aligning messaging with the US and Japan amplifies credibility and distributes risk. This transforms information sharing into collective deterrence. The tone must be calm and factual, positioning Taiwan as a responsible actor committed to peace and stability. Avoiding confrontational rhetoric lets China's actions speak for themselves, humanizing the impact. Sharing stories of affected pilots, fishers, or island residents makes the threat real and relatable. Connecting military maneuvers to human consequences creates a powerful, emotionally resonant narrative. This approach sustains global attention and empathy. To implement smart transparency, Taiwan should create a multi-agency task force led by the National Security Council. This team would collect, verify, and declassify evidence of Chinese gray zone activities, producing high-quality shareable content, maps, videos, infographics, for global audiences. A regular Taiwan Strait Security Report would provide context and analysis, translated and widely distributed. Secure channels with allies would enable real-time information sharing and synchronized messaging, reinforcing credibility. Joint responses, like the US independently verifying and condemning Chinese actions, would amplify Taiwan's narrative. Public education campaigns would build domestic resilience against disinformation. On the goal, make China's coercion visible and costly, raising the threshold for aggression. This is deterrence by documentation, preventing conflict by exposing the truth. Persistent, calm transparency turns information into a formidable line of defense. The real question isn't if Taiwan should expose China's violations, but how. The old reserved approach can't counter Beijing's escalating pressure. Risks of provocation are real, but inaction cedes the narrative to China. Strategic transparency, calm, credible and coordinated, can shift global opinion and strengthen alliances. Taiwan can't simply copy the Philippines, it must forge its own disciplined path, balancing openness with operational security. Regular, data-rich reporting and close ally coordination will highlight Taiwan's responsible stance. This approach exposes Chinese coercion while protecting Taiwan's interests. It's a proactive, courageous defense, turning vulnerability into strength. By relentlessly documenting the truth, Taiwan can rally the world to its side. Disciplined transparency is Taiwan's most powerful non-military tool to deter aggression and secure its future.